What's good, y'all? It is Sean P, the Bluff God. Hey! And I'm back again with another reaction stream. And today we will be reacting to uh content creator ELiDZ. You know, personal friend of mine. He just dropped the video today that I was like, hey man, we might as well react to it, baby. We might as well react to it. And the title of this video will be Kaido versus Nightmare Luffy. Luffy's Awakening Part 1. One Piece Theory. And the original video will be, it should be in the link should be in the description, but I have to, let me make sure that I have the right link in the description and not just, you know, let me make sure I got the right link in the description. All right. Yeah. Right link. Yeah. So, go to his stream. Make sure you give him a big like. You know, make sure you like his stream. Subscribe to him. Go subscribe to ELiDZ. He makes great content, great theory videos about, you know, theories, kind of out of the box theories that, you know, we don't really talk about, that, or you don't hear a lot of YouTube content creators talk about things such as hockey and how it relates to things like chi and chakras and stuff like that. So yeah, make sure you go subscribe to his channel. And while you at it, make sure you give this stream a big old like. Hit that subscribe button. You know, I'm doing a giveaway at 50 subscribers. So once I hit that 50 subscriber benchmark, I will be doing a giveaway. I will be giving away two straw hat pirate flags to two lucky subscribers. But more information on that will be given after hitting that 50 subscriber benchmark. And we're almost there. We're almost there, y'all. We're almost there. Just a little bit more to go. So, you know, guys, make sure y'all help me out with that. And what else? Okay, and make sure you follow me on Instagram, on Twitter, on my Facebook page at BlumpGod. You know, you can find all that in the description, as well as the One Piece Facebook group and the One Piece Discord. If you want to be part of a One Piece community, you know, all of these things will be linked in the description box below. Ooh, had a little burp. So, yeah, so let's get into the video. Let's get into the actual video we will be reacting to. Let's get this thing started. All right, y'all, you guys ready? Let me yeah, let me just had to check some, y'all. Just had to check some. All right, let's get it started, y'all.
This is going to be a three-part series in which I go into great detail what I believe an enlightened Luffy's appearance and capabilities to be. This particular video you're about to watch is my prediction for what the supernatural experience Luffy will encounter that will awaken and transcend his mind, body, and spirit. Please support the artist that provided us the illustrations to go along with the vision of my theory. Luffy is up against the strongest creature on Earth.
Hold on, let me rewind that. See who the artist is.
That's the illustration.
All right, so illustrated by IG Red D artist. I'm gonna have to check him out. Or her. I don't know if it's a her or if it's a him or her, but I'm gonna have to check this person out since, you know, my boy ELiDZ recommended it. So make sure y'all go check that artist out and go support him. You know.
To go along with the vision of my theory. Luffy is up against the strongest creature on Earth. Now look, I want Luffy to win, but the end doesn't justify the means when it comes to good writing. Despite how far Luffy has come in strength, it would be hard to believe that someone who is just learning all these abilities can beat someone who has decades of experience honing their techniques.
Bro, I be saying that all the time. ELiDZ, we right here, ELiDZ. That's the same thing I say. I'm not. Look, a lot of people might get an idea that I'm against Luffy winning or beating Kaido. It's not that. It's not that I'm against Luffy beating Kaido. It's just Luffy is just getting to that level, right? So to me, it doesn't make sense for him to be beating people that's been at the highest level of tiers. After what last arc we see him facing Katakuri, a first commander, a Yonko first commander, and he was having trouble. Like it took him 11 hours to beat Katakuri. He was running some of that time. He was running away from Katakuri. So now you're going to tell me, you know, he goes to Wano, spends maybe a couple weeks in Udon and trains a little bit. Now all of a sudden he is beating Kaido. It's just, you know, like even though people say, well, you know, he lost to him. Yeah, he lost to him, but you know, it's still the time window that I'm kind of looking at it from. That's why I've always suggested that I wanted Kaido to, you know, either win or maybe like retreat, maybe not retreat, but like let's say Big Mom betrays Kaido. You know, that would make sense. Like if Big Mom somehow damages Kaido enough for Luffy to be able to win, or if let's say something happens, the world government get involved and Kaido looks at the situation as unwinnable, so he retreats because he's already, you know, been fighting so many people, and then the world government gets involved, and you know maybe we see an admiral show up, and then it's like, you know, look, I'm already kind of tired, so I'm gonna have to bounce. I'm gonna have to leave. I'm gonna have to tactically retreat, and then let Luffy maybe get a little bit more experience. You know, it doesn't have to be like it could be like one, not even one arc, just like, you know, maybe he has to go. Maybe they meet again in like the war, right? Maybe they meet again in the war. You know, we see all the Yonko present in this major war. We get the world government there, the Marines, we get Shanks, we get Blackbeard, Kaido, and Big Mom, and then Luffy shows up, and you know Luffy shows up being, you know, officially deserving of the title of Yonko at that point, and then he get that rematch with Kaido and possibly win. But I don't know. I don't find it believable that Luffy has come to a point to where now he's equally rival. He beats Kaido, right? Like now he's as strong as Kaido, right? And it's like we already see how Kaido was built up, you know. So if Luffy, even though I know a lot of people, you could say that Kaido kind of has been, you know, he's been through a lot at this point. Up to now, Kaido he's faced the Red Scabbards, he's faced all the Supernova, you know. So yeah, you could probably say he's a lot weaker. So this gives Luffy enough room to actually pull out a win. But I don't know, you know. I don't know. Let's continue though.
If Luffy had a power-up from an outside force, then we can understand why he can beat Kaido. However, we don't want a fairy tale kind of asshole. But what if Luffy got a power-up that has been foreshadowed since the beginning of the Wano arc? That's what this theory will be about. To save Luffy from being accused of having plot armor, I believe Nightmare Luffy will make a reappearance in the story. Even still, that could leave a bad taste in someone's mouth. I know you can't please everyone, but consider this. What if the power-up not only helps him defeat Kaido, but is actually an enlightening experience that takes him to the next level? That way, it isn't just something to bail Luffy out of defeat, but lays down the foundation for Luffy's victories in the future that are accomplished by his own merit. I get that it could be bittersweet for Luffy to defeat Kaido with help, but also think about this. If Kaido is supposedly the strongest known character, then how will things be suspenseful in the future for Luffy?
Bruh, that's exactly what I'm saying. That's exactly what I've been saying. Like, if you can beat Kaido this early in the series, the guy who's been held as the strongest creature, someone you can't beat one-on-one, right? At that point, you might as well say Luffy's the strongest character. You know, I know a lot of people think Shanks is stronger than, the strongest Yonko. At least I personally don't. I think it's just a lot of people gas up Shanks. Like, Shanks has yet to show anything behind this speculation of him being the strongest Yonko. You know, people like to bring the fact that him and Kaido met up and Shanks beat him. We don't know what happened right there. We don't know what happened. That's speculation. You know, me personally, I think they probably talked. Shanks talked Kaido down and said, "Look, I'm not going to let you interfere." And Kaido's original goal being to go intercept Whitebeard or go encounter Whitebeard. It's like, and Shanks show up, it's like, okay, Shanks ain't gonna let me, so it's kind of pointless to try to even proceed. I didn't come to fight Shanks. I came to I don't know. I guess he wanted to fight Whitebeard, or I don't. He wanted to go meet up with Whitebeard. Probably to fight him. But if Shanks get in your way, you know that I see it like he knows that Shanks isn't going to be somebody who he could just easily get around, right? Like, so at that point, it's not even worth trying to go see Whitebeard, because if he has to clash with Shanks, he's not going to see Whitebeard anyway. Because if two Yonko level characters fight, that's going to be like one of them fights that could last for days. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like how we got Kiji and Kaido. They lasted for several days. So by the time they're done with their fight, even if Kaido won the fight, it's like the war might be over at that point. So it's like, what's the point in even trying to continue? ELiDZ says Kaido is an awakened zone, so I don't think stamina should be a struggle for Kaido. Yeah, I agree with you. But Kaido has been, at this point, Kaido has been fighting pretty much on and on and on. You know what I'm saying? He's fought the Red Scabbards. He fought the Supernova together. Then he fought Luffy for a little bit, and then he fought Yamato. And then Luffy came back and he pretty much fought Yamato, Luffy, and Momonosuke. And then now he's fighting Luffy again. So, at this point, Kaido has been fighting a good bit, He has been fighting a good bit. But, I still don't find it believable for Luffy to win a 1v1 versus Kaido, At this point, at least, I know Luffy's been training. I know Luffy got Rio now, I don't see Rio as being the end all be all to defeat Kaido. If that was the case, then how many characters could learn Rio? How many of the samurai know Rio? I don't see it as an end all be all to defeat somebody like Kaido. But let's continue.
Will Kaido have to be downplayed for the sake of other characters to be seen as more powerful? Will it still be high stakes for him to go against other admirals, CP0, Yonko, or others besides someone like Imu? I doubt Luffy is going straight on to fight the final boss right after Kaido. So while on one hand, Luffy loses some of the glory of beating Kaido solely with his own capabilities, on the other hand, he can prove himself in the future with what he learns from the power used in the new Nightmare form. And who knows, maybe he'll even get a rematch. That's enough of the appetizer.
Exactly. And me personally, I have zero problem with Luffy not being able to beat Kaido in the 1v1. I just don't. I have zero problem with that. Like, it's almost expected for the main character to win 1v1. So it's like, I feel as though realism could make a good story as well. Like, if you build somebody to be unstoppable and they prove to be unstoppable, I fail to see where that's bad writing. Just because he's not beaten at the expense of the main character. It's kind of like when like in Bleach when Aizen and I mean maybe that's not a good example, but like when Aizen and Ichigo first met, and Ichigo just got this power up. He just got Bunkai and beat Byakuya, and then he met Aizen, and Aizen pretty much trolled him with one finger, you know. You know, but like he can still be built to beat Kaido in the future, is what I'm saying. You know, he could still be built to beat Kaido in the future. And again, like I feel as though, you know, I'm not gonna go. I'm gonna let you talk because I do kind of have my theories on, you know, because I brought up Nightmare. It's funny that I'm doing this video about Nightmare Luffy because I've actually brought up the possibility of Nightmare Luffy returning before. It's just I think your theory is a little different from mine on how he gets to Nightmare Luffy. So I'm gonna let you finish. I'm gonna let ELiDZ finish with his theory, and then I'm gonna add mine.
Move on to the main dish. What could Luffy possibly learn from this hypothetical new power-up? Well, if you look at Nightmare Luffy compared to Gear 4th, it wouldn't be far-fetched to call Gear 4th the spiritual successor to his Nightmare form.
Yeah.
It's easy for us to say this from the perspective of a reader of the fictional world that is One Piece. However, within the story itself, there isn't a connection made between Nightmare Luffy and Gear 4th.
So Luffy has never stated that the Nightmare form he had on Thriller Bark inspired him to make Gear 4th. The new form he enters in Wano may be inspirational to the evolution of his gears. Yeah, I don't think there was any inspiration behind Gear 4. I think, you know, he just kind of took the concept of Gear 3. I think Gear 3 he blew into his bone, I want to say. And Gear 4 he blows into his muscle. So maybe he just kind of experimented and that's what he came up with. That's kind of that's what I believe as far as how he came up with Gear 4. It was more of an experimental thing, you know. Not like Gear 2 where he took a concept that he's seen or like something he did earlier and he took that concept and he was like, maybe I could do something with this. And then that's when he started using gears, you know.
I think there will be a new iteration of Nightmare Luffy in Wano, and it will actually inspire the creation of Gear 5th within the story. So first, let me talk to you about what I believe Gear 5th could be in concept. Gear 2nd is Luffy pumping air through his blood to oxygenate it. Gear 3rd, he blows air into his bones, and Gear 4th, he blows air into his muscles. So by going along that trend, I speculate that Gear 5th will be Luffy incorporating the breath of all things around him into his body.
That is a good explanation. I never thought about that in Gear 2. Like when you said he blows blood air into his blood. You know, I always kind of looked at it as him kind of expanding his veins and capillaries and arteries in order to pretty much get more oxygen into it. You know. But you know, it still is. You know, I never looked at it the way you said it. You know, I never looked at it from that way, ELiDZ. But where you said Gear 5th will involve the breath of all things. Don't worry, I will explain in great detail what breath of all things is. I've been doing for years. Yeah, I mean at this point you've done a lot of explanation on the breath of all things, bro. We got One Life Man in the chat. He says, "Yo, what's up, One Life Man? How you doing, brother?" I mean, I don't know if you're man or woman, but you know, I'm assuming man because you said One Life Man. So I'm gonna say, what's going on though, man? What's going on? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. But yeah, let's continue.
If you're confused, that's okay, because I'm about to unpack all of that. First off, the term breath of all things should hopefully ring a bell. In Zoro's fight against Da's bones, he could sense the breath of all things around him.
Yeah.
This was Zoro using haki long before he and even us the readers knew what haki was. I believe the breath Zoro sense around him is not the breath in the physical or literal sense, but rather in the spiritual sense. Chi can translate to English as breath. Chi can also translate to Japanese as ki. The word ki is found in the word haki. If you haven't already checked out my Understanding Haki series, I go over this concept and more. Much, much more. Before I get back on topic, have you watched Naruto? If you have, then I hope you're familiar with the concept of Sage Mode. An oversimplification of how this power works is that it allows the user to draw the energy around them into their body. By doing so, they not only gain power.
One Life Man says Usopp is stronger than Sanji. Usopp strong, bro. Where you get that from, man? I gotta ask, man. Where did that come from? that was so random, man. Usopp being stronger than Sanji. That was so random. Like, what motivated you to say that, man? Oh man, you gave me a good laugh. But I just want to know where did that come from? Where did that statement come from? I gotta know. Oh man, he said full haki will be all black skin, kind of like Virgo. Yeah, I think getting all black skin is like, I think having all black skin, you know, with the haki, I think that's achieved. Like, I think Luffy can achieve something like that. Like me, I always kind of looked at Gear 5th as kind of like what you're saying, as like where he's like fully coated in haki. But you know, that's like one of them things where I think it's achievable for most characters, but it's kind of like one of them things where it's like you're not as efficient with haki. You know what I'm like? Because we know Virgo does it. We know Virgo did it, but Virgo probably has trained himself enough to where, you know, he's good at doing that. He's good at going full body haki without it taxing his body that much. But I don't think it's like one of them things that is like impossible. Like, I think Luffy probably could have went full body haki in Dressrosa, possibly, but it would have been like real taxing on him. You know, I don't think his mastery of haki would have allowed him to stay in that state that long, and it just would have been more of a hindrance to that fight. You know, because Gear 4, we see how strong Gear 4 was against Doflamingo, but you know, he could only maintain it for so long at that point, and then it taxed him. Then he was outside of the fight. But who's to say, you know, and we know that a portion of his body was covered in haki. It just wasn't full body. But I think, again, like my vision of what Gear 5 is him being, it's probably like a fully mastered version of Gear 4, like where you take all the different transformations of Gear 4, like the Bounce Man, Snake Man, and was it Tank Man, I think. You take all those, and it's like it's all those but into one, you know, one transformation where you get the best of all of them with not as much weakness. And then maybe it's like a full body gear, a full body haki situation, you know, where his whole body is black, you know. But I don't know. And then he says Usopp will be the greatest shooter. I agree with that. I agree with that. I think Usopp will be the best sniper, the most accurate sniper in the series. You know, him, you know, he'll probably surpass his dad if he hasn't already. And then I think his biggest test will be facing off against what's the guy from Blackbeard's crew, Von Auger or something like that. I think that's his name, Von Auger or Auger or something. So I think that's gonna be his biggest fight possibly. But yeah. let's continue with the video.
Power, but can manipulate the nature around them. For example, the sage known as Kabuto can cause the rocks around him to shapeshift and move the way he wants.
This the Sage are inorganic animation jutsu, which is specific to only those who have mastered the Sage jutsu of the Ryuchi Cave. And basically the way this works is that the user, Kabuto in this example, he breathes life into inorganic substances, such as the cave around them where he's fighting Sasuke and Itachi in this example. He gives the whole environment around him life that he can control by filling the atmosphere with natural energy. So once he has the environment around him controlled, he can then move it and manipulate it at will. Kind of a goddamn OP ability if you think about it.
That particular jutsu looks very similar to the way Devil Fruit Awakening works as well. If you're of the mind that Gear 5th would involve Devil Fruit Awakening, well then we're on the same page. I believe that Luffy learning how to use the breath, aka chi of his surroundings, and his Devil Fruit Awakening is
Oh yeah, I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. Like I said, I think it could be, I've said it could be a mastered version of all the different Gear 4 versions. They'll be like encompassing of all of those versions. You take the strengths of each version and you take away the weakness, and then you maybe possibly infuse the full body haki, right? Or maybe you wouldn't even need full body haki, because you got real, so maybe he's using it more efficient, you know what I'm saying? So maybe it's not full body haki, but it can also encompass an awakening as well, But yeah, that's definitely a good point. That's one thing I always I talked about earlier, like before I had a One Piece channel and all that, before I had a YouTube channel, I this was like years ago. This was probably let me see. One Life, man, just subscribe. Hey, I appreciate it, bro. I appreciate it. Welcome to the channel. Welcome. Oh man, it's good. It's good. But yeah, let me continue with the stream. I definitely do appreciate the subscribe. Yeah, but again, I think I talked about this around Dressrosa arc, where I was like, you know what, Gear 5, Gear 5 could include, or maybe not Dressrosa. It might have been like Whole Cake, where I thought about, like, when we had more of after we seen what Awakening did for Doflamingo and Katakuri, I was like, bro, what if Luffy had, like Luffy when he went Gear 5, right? That encompassed him awakening, I kind of didn't think that Luffy would get Gear 5 in Wano, but I did think he would get awakening in Wano, possibly. But, I don't know, we're pretty far in that arc and he hasn't gotten it yet. So, I mean, he can still get it. He can still get it.
interconnected. So you might be wondering, what is the new Nightmare Luffy and how would it inspire Luffy to make Gear 5th? Well, I'm sure you've seen plenty of theories about how the souls of the dead will play a role in Wano. It's for good reason, since there's plenty of foreshadow.
Man, this episode was funny, man. Or just this part in the... My man was on the toilet. Or he was... I think he had to use the toilet or something. Like, he had like a stomach virus.
The first iteration of Nightmare Luffy was based on zombies. What if this time around he is based off ghosts? Instead of shadows entering Luffy's body, it is the souls of the dead that will help Luffy defeat Kaido. A good question would be, how is it possible for the souls to get to Luffy's body? And a bad answer for me is, well, I don't know. Maybe the souls make their way to Luffy all on their own. Maybe Big Mom puts the souls inside of Luffy. Perhaps Brook guides the souls to Luffy with the power of music. I wouldn't be surprised if the lanterns sent up into the sky by Wano citizens play a role. There was even the sacred tree that Big Mom destroyed.
That is a good point, because they do send them lanterns to the sky, but and we know Onigashima is currently in the sky, so who's to say that won't be like a medium, right? There won't be a medium to call upon these souls, and then these souls assist Luffy.
Earlier, I could say anything just as long as it is possible and sufficient enough for this theory. Whatever it may be, the end result is a new Nightmare Luffy. With all that said, I can properly present why the new Nightmare Luffy would inspire Gear 5th. The one word to best explain this is the word spirit.
Okay.
The experience of Luffy being empowered by the souls of the dead could result in Luffy being inspired to learn how to infuse the spirit of the natural world around him into his own soul and body. The word spirit is damn near synonymous with the word soul. In addition, the word spirit comes from the Latin word spiritus, which actually means breath. To clarify, this wouldn't mean that the new Nightmare Luffy...
One Life Man said, gotta go, bro. I like your content. Very nice. Hey, I appreciate you stopping by. And thank you for subscribing. I do have a giveaway that I will, once I reach 50 subscribers, I'm doing the giveaway after reaching 50 subscribers. I got this straw hat pirate flag. I got 2 of them. I got 2 extra ones. I'll be giving away 2 lucky subscribers. So just make sure you stay tuned. Make sure you stay tuned to the channel, so you know, especially if you want to be a part of this giveaway. Make sure you stay tuned to the channel so you know when I'm doing this giveaway. But I appreciate it. You have a good one. But I wanted to stop this because I wanted to bring something up that happened last chapter. That now I'm kind of thinking right now we're kind of talking about how does this happen, right? How do Luffy draw in these souls, right? Now, I think the most obvious example, or the most obvious methods that this could happen, is with One Life Man said, I want that. Cool, I'll see you around. Hey, appreciate it, One Life Man. But I think the 2 obvious ways that it could be done is with Big Mom or Brook, right? Because their devil fruits are heavily centered around the soul, right? Like you said, Big Mom could, she could pretty much physically touch souls and put them where she wanted to put them. And Brook, he has music, and he could touch her soul with his music, and he could guide souls possibly. But one thing that happened this recent chapter was this whole mysterious devil fruit, right? That they're talking about, like, oh, the real name they had to change because they wanted to erase the real name out of existence, and this devil fruit said devil fruit has yet to awaken. Now, if it is indeed the Gumu Gumu no Mi, which I'm not saying that's what it is, but if it is the Gumu Gumu no Mi, what if its awakened abilities? Now, this is a stretch down. I'm stretching for answers right now, like Luffy. I'm stretching for answers. What if it has something to do with souls? Or, what if it gives the abilities to to call souls or something. I don't know. I don't know. You know, I know I'm just reaching. But that's man, I don't know. But whatever this awaken this devil fruit they've been talking about, you know, maybe it could do something with, maybe it could have something to do with giving us this nightmare Luffy. That's all I'm saying. You know, but that's why I say that the other two methods are the more obvious reasons. You got Big Mom and Brook. Well, let's continue.
Luffy is Gear 5th. They're two different things. The notable difference is that the nightmare form would derive from Ghost, aka Soul of the Dead. Meanwhile, Gear 5th is coming from the spirit energy of the nature around him. I can't say too much on the appearance of Gear 5th because there might be multiple forms of varying designs. The original Nightmare Luffy seemed to grow in size based on how many shadows went into his body, and the same might end up being true for the new Nightmare form. He may even grow to be the same size as Kaido. In fact, we see that when Big Mom infuses soul power into her body, she grows in size. In addition, she gets fiery eyes, which is also something I anticipate for Luffy. Perhaps he grows so large he's big enough to even wield the huge sword of Onigashima. Even just growing to be as big as someone as Odin would be sufficient enough, especially if Luffy...
Facts, bro. That sword has to be used, man. That sword, that big sword, like, it's just there. You know, and what better way to utilize it than the nightmare form? You know? Because we see how, like, previous nightmare form, like, the first nightmare form was, it used swords, right? Like, he used a sword. So, bruh, just imagine a huge, like, a bigger Nightmare Luffy than the first version of Nightmare Luffy, and he has that sword though. Ooh, bro, that gets me excited right there. Oda can't waste the opportunity to use that big sword. He can't. Even if Kaido has to use it, he can't waste that opportunity to use that big sword, right?
His body were to become the host of a samurai, or maybe multiple samurais. Gear 5th would be Luffy building upon his Haki mastery and Devil Fruit potential. On the contrary, Luffy's new nightmare form would be about him borrowing powers from others. Similar to the old form, I can imagine this new Nightmare Luffy being able to use other people's fighting styles. We've seen Nightmare Luffy wield a sword before, and you should expect to see a whole lot more of him as a swordsman this time around. The souls of the dead that would aid Luffy in defeating Kaido would most likely be the warriors that regret not being able to have saved Wano before their lives ended. And vast majority of those are sword-wielding samurais.
Hey, I agree with you right there. But what if one of those souls that like inherit Luffy's body or go into Luffy's body is Odin? What if Odin is one of those souls that are part of Nightmare Luffy? Then it's almost like Odin getting his rematch with Kaido through Luffy. And man, that could be a great way for Odin to get back at Kaido. You know, it's like Odin literally almost in, you know, Odin's soul, you know, because Odin say he doesn't die, right? You know, I mean, now that could be explained because, you know, like we got you know, like Dr. Haluk, he said something about like long as somebody is never forgotten, they will forever live on, pretty much. So yeah, Odin is still alive based on that logic. But what if Odin's spirit enchants Luffy's body, and he get almost a physical rematch through Luffy. And it almost feeds your theory as well, because when the Scabbards was fighting Kaido, it was almost like they was possessed by the spirit of Odin, you know, because we see Kaido like looking at these red Scabbards, and they're like, he's like literally physically seeing Odin in front of him attacking him, you know. So like it was almost like they was possessed by the will and the spirit of Odin. So yeah, I think that right there is kind of foreshadowing of possibly souls being active in this arc.
Now, I'm not saying every single dead Wano citizen will come back. I doubt Ryuma would be one of those souls because he wasn't alive when Kaido took over Wano. The souls have to have some kind of attachment to Kaido from the time that they were alive. Thus, I would mainly expect to see the last daimyos and maybe even the previous shogun show off their ability in Luffy's body. The character who would most want a second chance at fighting Kaido would be Odin. All we need is for Luffy to get his hands on a sword. But it can't just be any sword. It could be Momonosuke's sword, the Ame no Habikiri, or maybe Luffy uses the Nidai Kitsetsu once again. Perhaps he'll use both at the same time and perform Odin two-sword style while doing an oversoul with Odin and his red scabbards. That's a Shaman King reference. It's a good anime you can find on Netflix.
I've been watching Shaman King. Matter of fact, they just dropped some new episodes on Shaman King that I need to watch. Right now, I'm finishing Code Geass right now. So once I finish Code Geass, I'm gonna go back to the Shaman King. But he said, never forgotten, Wano citizens are writing messages to the dead on the skyboats. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you, man. That has to play a part. Those souls, you know. And I do, you know, I've been on record as saying the souls are going to come back because, you know, I think Yasui is going to probably communicate with Otoko, and then, you know, the Odin and whatever scabbards are actually dead might come back, and they might talk to Kinemon. If Kinemon is still alive, Okiku and whatever other scabbards are still alive, and Odin might also want to talk to Momonosuke and Hiyori, right? So I do think they're going to make a return somehow in this arc. But yeah, that's all. I thought I had something else to say, but
it's about shamans that can do what's known as spirit integrate, which is basically the shamans voluntarily being possessed by a ghost in order to use the dead soul's abilities.
That's the ghost of a samurai!
I am grateful. You have given me a rare opportunity to redeem the past disgrace put on my name.
Interestingly enough, the soul of the ghost takes the form of fire before entering the shaman's body. I bring this up because I do suspect the new Nightmare Luffy will have a big association with fire. The first Nightmare Luffy didn't have an elemental theme, but it was based off of zombies, which happened to be animated corpses. Cold, dead bodies. Which is why Luffy's skin turns blue. On the contrary, new Nightmare Luffy will be filled with the passions from the warrior souls of Wano. A body devoid of a soul is essentially dead, but a body filled with more souls would be more alive than ever.
Yeah.
Luffy's blood will boil so hot that he will have red hot skin, like Gear's second, but to an even more noticeable degree. And do you remember who trained Luffy in this arc?
Man, I could see something like that, like damaging Luffy's body though. Like it could be like it could be like if his blood is boiling, you know, that seemed like that could definitely be damaging to his body. And it'll just be one of them things that just adds to Luffy's life shortening, for real.
The same guy who just so happens to have hair made of fire.
Goro.
In fact, Goro also said that Luffy resembles a Wisdom King, and Wisdom Kings are often depicted as having a sash made of fire around them, similar to Kaido in his dragon form. Better yet, in one of the most recent anime episodes, Hyogoro calls him a god of fire. Let's even give consideration to how the animals in Wano are.
I thought he called him the sun god. Cause I do remember that part. I brought it up earlier. I thought he said the sun god like he was referencing Nika, right? I mean, right there it clearly said like the god of fire. But I could have swore he said sun god, right? I thought he said that form. He's like the sun god, or maybe I took it as sun god because when you say god of fire, it's kind of like sun is quote unquote made of fire or whatever. So I guess maybe I just took it as him meaning the sun god, and you know that's kind of what made me think like, did the sun god have like the Gummo Gummo no Mi as well, right? Like, like did the sun god have a form that looked like Gear 4 or something? But I don't know. I thought he said the sun god though, but maybe I was watching a different translation or something. I don't know.
Him a god of fire. Let's even give consideration to how the animals in Wano are designed. Notice the consistent flame theme? With all that being said, it shouldn't be too surprising to see the souls of Wano citizens giving Luffy a fire form. The most damning evidence would be that the upcoming celebration of the departed souls in Wano is called the Fire Festival. Earlier I said the warriors that failed to rescue Wano could show up and lend the power of their soul to Luffy. Vast majority of them are samurais from Wano. However, there's one gaijin that promised to defeat Kaido and save Wano. But unfortunately his life came to an end before he could even attempt to make good on his promise.
Oh.
Could we possibly see Luffy and Fire Fist Ace reunite again? Not just figure.
Bro, Ace is another person, man. Ace is somebody else I always figured might, his spirit or his soul might make a return to Wano. Because, like, you know, like one of the reasons why I'm thinking like these souls are going to come back is just kind of give a lot of people, a lot of these living characters closure, right? You know, like, Momonosuke never had any real closure with Odin, right? And neither did any of the other scabbards. You know, and let's say if Izo dies or if Okiko is dead and Izo is still alive, let's say one of the two brothers are still alive, then where do they get that closure from the other one? You know, so I think the other one will return and, you know, say goodbye. Then you got Ace, who will give like Otama closure, maybe Luffy some closure, Yamato closure. Odin will give Hiyori closure, Momonosuke closure, the other scabbards that are still alive closure. I think there's some other characters that I can't really think of at the moment. But yeah. ELiDZ said what he said was Mayo. Mai is a Hindu Buddhist deity, one of the 5 wisdom kings. Interesting. I don't really know much about Buddhism, but that's interesting. So it's the god of fire and not the sun god. Okay. Do you think the god of fire and the sun god may be possibly the same person? Or, I mean, at least in One Piece, maybe? Or do you think they're like 2 different characters? Let's continue.
Figuratively, but literally meet each other again in spirit. If you've been following my channel, then you know I have a lot to say about Luffy and him having a sun-based form in Wano. Notice that I made this theory months before Sun God Nika was introduced. Luffy having a fire form is a topic previously discussed. I want to talk about that and more, and I will, but I want to wrap up this theory before I get too off the rails. If there's anything you would like me to clear up with this theory, please let me know. That's the end of this theory, but please stop by next week to see me go in more depth how I believe Gear 5 will be in terms of appearance and power. That's it for Food for Thought. I made it short and sweet, but if you'd like to hear me elaborate more, then stick around for the secret ending. Would like food for thought? Then check out the rest of my channel. Want to see some actually well thought out analyses and theories with a bunch of evidence to back them up? Well then check out my series Deep Dive. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed.
All right, I'm not gonna play the secret ending. I'm gonna let you guys go to his page. I'm gonna watch the secret ending like off stream, but I'm gonna let you guys finish the rest of this video on his channel. You know, I just mainly wanted to react to the actual theory, but I'm gonna let you watch the secret ending on your own. You know, so you get his views up and whatever. Make sure you go like the video as well. But I kind of want to talk about my theory because I do believe I agree with ELiDZ, and he actually kind of sold me. So I'm kind of, you know, going off to his theory more than mine. But like I had, you know, at least before this theory, I had my own theory because I do also believe that we will see Nightmare Luffy, maybe a Gear 4 Nightmare Luffy. You know, that's what I've always been hoping. But like my theory has always been, my theory has been that Blackbeard, right? Blackbeard was making his way to Wano, right? And as we know, who's with Blackbeard at the moment? Gecko Moria. Now, why do I think this is going to be the likely theory? Because I believe that Gecko Moria still he still has problems with Kaido, right? That needs there needs to be some type of closure for that, you know, like, and I believe that Blackbeard still not Blackbeard, but Gecko Moria still wants revenge on Blackbeard, right? He still doesn't like Kaido. He still wants Kaido. He still wants revenge on Kaido. Now, if Blackbeard does go to Wano, because I also have been on record to say Blackbeard could try to collect Kaido's devil fruit, so then that would complete his trinity of devil fruits, you know, because I believe with Blackbeard, his theme is heavily surrounded by the number 3, right? You look at Jolly Roger, he has 3 skulls. You look at, he usually keeps like 3 pistols on him. And if you know, like each character, or most of the characters in One Piece are based off of animals, right? Especially the Shichibukai. You got Kuma based off of a bear, Mihawk based off of an eagle or a hawk, Boa Hancock, snakes, Law, is it a panda or a polar bear? It's like a bear. It's like a panda or something. And then Blackbeard is based off of a hippopotamus. Like there was a cover story where you see, there was a cover story. I want to say it was during Whole Cake Island. I think that cover story was. I don't remember what chapter it was. But you see Blackbeard brushing his teeth next to a hippopotamus. And it's been confirmed. Oda even said that Blackbeard is based off of a hippo. And if anybody know anything about hippos have 3 chamber stomachs, right? They have 3 stomachs. Also playing to the fact of 3, right? So if that kind of leads me to believe that Blackbeard has 3 stomachs, or maybe not 3 stomachs, but yeah, 3 stomachs. No, I'm gonna say he has 3 stomachs. Now there's multiple theories. There's a theory that he's Blackbeard is really triplets. Like there's a brother of triplets, and it's like each triplet kind of takes over the body at different times. Me personally, I kind of like the idea that Blackbeard has different souls within him, or like 3 personalities or souls or whatever. One possibly being Rox D. Zebek. But if that is the case, if all this whole theme of 3 is the case, and that would lead me to believe that Blackbeard could have 3 devil fruit abilities. but we only know of 2. Now there's the possibility that maybe he already has a third devil fruit. You know, maybe it's maybe it's like a hippo fruit or a Cerebrus devil fruit or the Kraken devil fruit, which is another theory that I heard. Maybe I'm just saying maybe his third devil fruit that he might have already had gives him the ability to eat 2 more devil fruits. So maybe he's already at his max, right? That could be the case. But maybe he's not at his max. Maybe he has 2 devil fruits and he could eat a third one. And I'm thinking, like, if we're going on a theme that he takes the strongest devil fruits, right? The strongest Promethea being the Gora Gora no Mi, right? The strongest, at least according to him, the strongest Logia being the Yami Yami no Mi. I mean, there is a likelihood that Kaido has the strongest zone devil fruit. That's not confirmed, but that there is a likelihood of it. So who's to say Blackbeard won't come to Wano to take that? Right? And if he does, if his goal is to get that devil fruit, who will he have with him besides his crew? Gecko Moria. Right? So if Gecko Moria shows up in Wano, you know, he might seek this as an opportunity to get revenge on Kaido, right? So if this is indeed the case, maybe we could possibly see a team up, or a collaboration with him and Luffy, and he could personally give Luffy like a bunch of shadows again. Then we get like the normal, but I mean, it'll be the normal Nightmare Luffy, you know, combined maybe in his Gear 4 form, you know. So that's my theory on how we get to another Nightmare Luffy, maybe a Gear 4 Nightmare Luffy. But I do like this idea, you know, especially that while we're in Wano, that we have all the souls, like maybe having a Nightmare Luffy based on souls, right? You know, because we got the Fire Festival going around, which is commemorating the dead. And then, you know, what if we get Odin, right? We get Odin's soul possesses Luffy, and wants this rematch with Kaido, you know, and maybe combine that with some of the other daimyo as well. You know, like I could definitely see that being the case as well. So, you know, I'm on board with seeing another Nightmare Luffy personally. So, you know, that's that. And, you know, I think it's the biggest question though, with this theory though, with ELiDZ's theory is how do Luffy become the conduit of these souls, of these dead souls? Do they somehow possess his body themselves, or do you need somebody like Big Mom or maybe even Brooke to do the deal, to do the deed, right? Or if the Gummo Gummo no Mi is indeed the devil fruit that the Gorosei was talking about, like if it is indeed the Gummo Gummo no Mi, maybe the Gummo Gummo no Mi has some type of property. When it's awakened, it can attract souls, you know? I don't know, you know? I don't know where we go. I don't know where we go from here. But anyway, it was a good theory. It's a good theory. I really enjoy it. I can't wait to see the next video. Can't wait till ELiDZ makes the next video, drops that. I think he still has a part 3 of the Red Sea theory that he was doing that is also coming. as well. So that's two videos I'm anticipating from him that I do want to do a reaction video to. And yeah, so make sure y'all go to the original video, link in the description. Go give him a like. Go give the video a like. Go subscribe to his video. He makes great videos. He makes great great theory videos. Out of the box type videos as well. ELiDZ said hilarious. Was able to make Emma react, or you mean Hiyori was able to make Emma react to her music, so maybe she can affect souls with her music. Yeah, I mean I agree with that, and that's part of the reason why I said Brook as well, because we know Brook is the Soul King, and his main thing is music, right? He can almost connect with souls, and it's not just his devil fruit, it's his music. So if Hiyori can do it, unless she's doing it with some type of devil fruit, I don't see why Brook couldn't do it. Maybe use his music to guide all these souls into Luffy. That'd be pretty dope. You said not hilarious, Hiyori. I knew what you meant. Based on the context you was talking about, I knew what you meant. But yeah, I know what you mean though. So I know what you mean about Hiyori getting Enma to react. I mean, I kind of looked at that as maybe Hiyori's connection with Enma, because we know Hiyori, that was Odin's sword. That was her father's sword that was handed down to her, and we already know Hiyori always kind of had a thing for playing the shamisen, right? So she even played it for her dad, and he even said something to her about it, like, hey, play that at my funeral. So maybe with that's more of a connection type thing, but maybe Hiyori does have an ability to connect with the dead. So he said Brook, Hiyori, Big Mom, and Apu form a band. Bro, that'd be wild. That'd be the what do we call that though? The soul Soulless, or that'd be the band name, Soulless. The four souls, the four souls. You got the Soul King, you got the Soul King Brook, the Soul King the Soul Queen Big Mom, I don't know what you would call Apu and Hiyori, how they would fit in as far as the name of it, but yeah, man, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know how we get to a point where we get a nightmare, another nightmare Luffy. I always said that, I could see Big Mom betraying Kaido. I think the seeds are already planted, so if Big Mom does indeed betray Kaido, maybe she might help Luffy. Maybe she may put all these souls within Luffy. It could be something like that. Well, what was I going to say? Why? But yeah, why do I think Big Mom's going to betray Luffy? Is because or Kaido. I think there's been, what are these seeds that I keep talking about Big Mom betraying Kaido? First off, we got the fact that Big Mom's crew never arrived in Wano. Kaido never went to go get Big Mom's kids. I remember there was a chapter where she was like, "Oh yeah, where's my kids?" I'm trying to remember. I think there was a chapter where she said something about like her kids arriving, but they're still on the bottom of the waterfall, right? And then you think about like the fact that Big Mom had to punch one of Kaido's subordinates, Ulti in page 1. So I mean, I don't know. I think the seeds have been planted for them to betray each other, and they already just kind of, you know, they're two pirates that seem like they're willing to set people up and betray. Like Big Mom even said, like, "Hey, we're gonna use Kaido." She was telling Pero Sparrow that, right? So who's to say Kaido wasn't, you know, thinking the same thing? Name of the band: Beauty and the Freaks. Because you got one beauty being Hiyori, and then the other three. Big Mom would think she's the beauty, though. Big Mom would probably think she's the beauty, but it'd be Hiyori being the beauty. Beauty and the Freaks. The freaks come out at night. But yeah, anyway, that's pretty much going to be the stream right there. I appreciate ELiDZ for, you know, giving me another good piece of content to react to. You know, you never disappoint, man. You never disappoint. And then I want to welcome One Life Man to the channel, to the Bluff Squad. That's gonna be that's what we calling y'all, the Bluff Squad. But and also, you know, interacting, you know, being active in the stream. And I also want to thank ELiDZ for being active as well. But yeah, so I thought there was more. I thought there was something more chats. But yeah, anyway, that's it for me. It's your boy, Sean P, the Bluff God. Hey. And yeah, make sure you give this stream a big old like, hit that subscribe button. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, my Facebook page at BlumpGod. If you're looking for a One Piece community to be a part of, we got the One Piece Discord and the One Piece Facebook group. Everything will be linked in the description box below. ELiDZ said, thanks for watching. Now I'm going to sleep. Hey, bro, you're welcome, and thank you for you know, for being a part of the stream, and also for making the theory. You know, you've been good to me with these videos, I must say. Now I'm gonna go watch the rest of. I'm gonna go watch the secret ending to this video. Make sure y'all go to his channel, watch the video, and watch the secret ending there. I'm out of here. Peace.